Alright.
Oh, you poisonous bastards, here is the ultimate Geomancer build. It's a simple build specialized in mostly Geomancy with couple of additions to complement the build. And here is what I've come up with. I mean, it's nothing special really, probably most of you already figured this out. Anyway, we're going to focus on intelligence. It's not needed to be focusing on intelligence, but if you want earth spells to do more damage, you're going to need that bonus from the intelligence. And other typical stuff, get points into wits. Memory, as many as you need. Ignore this available 19 points, that's mostly because I put points into strength so that I don't need to constantly carry my items over to the next guy when I respec. So this is the basic setup. Even with this setup without Lone Wolf, I have around 60% critical chance, so that's pretty fine. I have no rune slots whatsoever. If I had some, then I'd have about 73%, maybe even more. About 75 actually, if I had a rune slot open on weapon as well. So that's very, very good. As for compatibilities, we're going to focus on Geomancer and two-handed. That way we'll get more crit multiplier, more damage with our staff, which we are going to use when we run out of spells. And also there are other stuff like warfare. If you put 3 points into warfare, you get whirlwind, blitz attack, and tick of the fight. Tick of the fight is especially useful. Polymorph works very well with this setup, mainly because we do a lot of magic damage, and Medusa's head is a fantastic skill in any magic damage setup. Spread your wings helps with the mobility. Flay skin is useful to nullify the resistance of a tanky opponent. So that's why Polymorph is good for this setup. And these are only things that you need. Maybe get 1 point into Scoundrel either through gear or something else so that you can use Venom Coating. This is really powerful stuff, so definitely get it. And from the talents, the things that you need are Elemental Affinity, Hothead, Savage Sortilege. Others are optional. I went with Opportunist and Far Out Man. Something I always do. No need to go for that if you don't want to. It's your choice, after all. For the skills, this is some kind of a basic setup if you don't have the ultimate spells. Blitz attack, whirlwind, venom coating, fossil strike, impalement, earthquake, spread your wings, Medusa head, flay skin. Polymorph is optional though. If you want, you can use it. If not, don't. If you don't use polymorph and skin graft, then you're going to have to focus on your melee attacks as well, next to your spell attacks, which is not a problem because venom coating is an extremely powerful skill. Tick of the fight, I don't need to explain that really. Contamination, poison dart, fortify. This is some kind of a basic setup. You can do more stuff if you want. Add some more stuff like Heart of Steel, Chameleon Cloak. You know, traditional stuff. Phoenix Dive if you want more mobility. For the ultimate setup, it would look something like this. Tick of the fight, Acid Sport, Summon Artillery Plant, Pyroclastic Eruption, Skin Graft and Apotheosis. But you're going to need 5 points for Apotheosis. So when you get to the point where you can use Apotheosis, when you have that skill, then put some more points into Polymorph. It's going to pay off, trust me. And for the rest, choose for yourself from the ones that I've already shown you. From the gear, I went with intelligence setup and I went with poisonous staff. It works very well with the setup, so I would definitely suggest poisonous staff. If you can, get one with critical chance plus. As for you who do not know how to level it up from the start, it's simple. At the beginning of the game, focus on intelligence, get it as high up as you can, up until level 8, 9 or 10, then start putting points into wits. And then max out intelligence. You're also gonna get wits from the gear and rune slots, so that's why critical chance is much better focused when it's later in the game. Up until that point, focus intelligence with only a couple of points into wits. From the combat abilities, what I will do at the beginning is focus points into Geomancy and two-handed, with a couple of points into polymorph and warfare. For example, if I was level 6 or 7, I'd have 2 points into Geomancy, 2 points into dual wielding, and you can then choose if you want to focus first on warfare, putting 2 points into warfare, or putting 2 points into polymorph. Up to you, really. And then later on, spread it out as you see it. Everything is good from there on. Just don't focus too many points on warfare and on polymorph. You don't need more than 5 here. This is 5 for the ultimate setup. So you need 3 for the most part of the game. And you need 3 for the whole game for warfare. As always, focus should be on Geomancy and two-handed. From the talents that are useful at the beginning of the game are Elemental Affinity, something like Executioner, and some of the other that are really efficient at the beginning of the game are all skilled up. Bigger and Better, Comeback Kid is also good if you have trouble. And later on, when you get to the Respect Mirror and when you're already sitting pretty good with the stats that you have, you can remove all skilled up and Bigger and Better. So really, plenty of options here. Some of the stuff is more useful at the beginning, some of the stuff is more useful later on. Savage Sortilege is one of those talents that are more useful later in the game. Let's get to testing. Before the fight I'm going to use Fortify and Heart of Steel to make my life easier in the battle, because our only issue is physical armor if you're using intelligence setup. And this is the damage, normal one at the beginning, no buffs, nothing. Now to change that, let's use Tick of the Fight. And now I can immediately use Earthquake, one of the most devastating spells that I've had chance to use. There we go, look at the damage. 2 people down, I believe. Are they down? Yes, yes. 2 people dead immediately. Now I'm going to use Contamination. It costs only 1 action point, and look at the damage. So we have already 3 people down. Tick of the Fight increases damage of your spells as well. Now it's good to plan ahead with Tick of the Fight while we still have it. So I'm going to move my ass into the oil, because I like ass properly oiled up before I do stuff to it. And now I already have 45 of the cooldown. So here is Paladin Elementalist. Let's see, what can we do to make their lives even worse than they are now? We have, can I target both of them? No, I cannot. Impalement. Yeah, we can go with Impalement. Well, 12,000 damage with Tick of the Fight. Not bad, eh? I'm gonna use Venom Coating on my weapon. So now when I do Whirlwind attack, fucking hell, it's gonna hurt. Staff of Magus also gets boosted by Venom Coating, I believe. If you have trouble with this setup, if you're a living one, then Poison Wave is something that will help you. It gives you immunity to poison and earth damage. This setup is best with an undead, simply because when you use Poison Wave you can heal up instantly. Siphon Poison is one of those cool skills that can be used to siphon any kind of poison surface. So definitely try to get that too. So this guy survived, but not for long. There we go. If you can stand in oil, unfortunately most of the time that oil will get ignited. I have a decent amount of physical armor. I'm going to use Skin Graft to get back the ability to use the Earthquake while I still have Tick of the Fight active. Now when I stand in oil, Earthquake will cost only 2 action points. So if I would use it now, it would be completely useless. Instead, I'm going to use this. Spread your wings. And then I have flight at least 2 times. I think I can use it 2 times before it goes on cooldown again. So I'm going to go here into another oil spill, because my ass likes it. And use another Earthquake. And look at the damage. Almost dead. These two took not that much as I would expect. So right now I'm at 4000 armor. I don't like that, but I still don't want to use defensive spell. Instead I'm going to use Poison Wave. Actually no. It has a short area of effect. What I can use though is something like Impalement. If I was right in the midst of them, then I would use Whirlwind. With Poison attack it can be devastating. Sorry, with Venom Coating that is. Look at the damage from the simple, what was that? Fossil Strike. Remember, this is all on Tactician. And this is the basic setup that you can have immediately. During the early stages in the game, I would suggest that you, until you get the skin graft, that you just rotate your skills and your auto attacks. Your auto attacks will do huge damage because of the Venom Coating. Just get Venom Coating as soon as possible. Now we can use Warm Tremor. We don't have any more oil, it was ignited, so everything is going to cost more. But that's okay. Boom, and now they're all entangled. So we can do some more stuff to them. Actually, you know what? Let's show you the Medusa head. Let's try to prolong this fight a bit more so I can show you more stuff. Don't want it to end too early, right? And I need to say with this setup that you're going to restore insane amount of physical armor with Fortify. Now I'm going to use Venom Coating again. Blitz attack. Decent damage. Whirlwind with Venom Coating. Look at that. Holy shit. That was nice damage. Let's focus on this guy with normal auto attacks. What? There we go, 8000 damage, that's what I like to see. Gonna just skip the turn, get some more action points for the next one. And now if you want... Ah crap, I don't have Medusa head anymore. If you use Petrifying Visage, everyone around you would be petrified. I didn't even use most of the skills and I just cleared this bridge like it's nothing. Now I'm going to show you the ultimate version. I'm gonna start again by buffing myself before that guy comes, because I want to use Tick of the Fight to get that amazing boost. There we go. Now I can use Apotheosis. Tick of the Fight. I'm going to use Fortify just in case, and then going to Chameleon Cloak. Yeah, I'm going to lose one turn, but that's alright. You can also use this in a group setup. With one character if he's got, for example, Glass Cannon, and with the Glass Cannon and with Adrenaline from Scoundrel skill tree, you can get enough action points for one turn to do a lot of stuff. And now while I have Apotheosis, I can use one of the best spells in the game. It's called Pyroclastic Eruption. but I want to get more people destroyed by it. There we go. We killed what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only this guy remains. Dead. We still get Apotheosis and take off the fight for the next turn. So you basically need around 6 action points to be able to pull this off. 2 for Apotheosis, I believe that it uses 2, yup, and then Pyroclastic Eruption uses how many? 3. So you need 5 actually, not 6. If you want to echo the fight in the same turn, then you're going to need 7. But that's where Adrenaline and Glass Cannon come in play. When the next turn comes, you can just refresh your abilities. I'm gonna stand in the oil, cause why not? And use Pyroclastic Eruption one more time. Done. It's that easy with this setup. So everyone was hit for about 7 to 18,000 damage, 23, 24,000. Fucking hell. Lots of damage, right? 27. I hope you guys enjoyed the build. It's very, very good. I like this setup. I didn't even need to use most of the skills. But when you're in a party, you'll probably use more skills than I did right here. And to be honest, when you're playing in a party, you might even not need Apotheosis. You can just use Pyroclastic Eruption. Apotheosis lasts for 2 turns after you've used it. So you can use Apotheosis in 1 turn, and then for 2 more turns you have it. So it's still useful because you can use all of these skills, 1 in every turn. Artillery Plant, Pyroclastic Eruption, Acid Spores. So play around with setup, test it out. It's really not that problematic to pull it off. Get yourself Adrenaline shot. Sorry, not shot. Adrenaline skill. In group party, that way for 1 turn you'll have 6 action points, which is enough to pull this off. And yeah, have fun. Special thanks to my patrons. Don't forget to please check out the description. Thank you all for watching, and see you soon.
Toodaloo, motherfucker! Hey.